Having adequate shelter for the various animals you have on your homestead is important. It's amazing to me some of the pre-made buildings out there that people will sell that you can pick up at various kind of like tractor or feed stores, or that are just sold on Craigslist or from different builders. By taking matters into my own hand this time, I was able to create quite a building for less than $200, and personally I'm very happy with the investment of money first of all, but then time and effort. I learned a few things along the way, and to me, if I wind up with this many boards left over, now each of those boards cost me $1 because I went straight to the sawmill, and for $150 I was able to pick up some inch thick oak varying in widths between like 3 inches and about a foot for 150 bucks. So I've got a good supply left over. And then I also bought a box of screws. It was about 75 bucks, and there's some left over from that. So what that leads me to conclude is that for an investment of $225 to have that much material left over, that means I pulled this thing off for less than 200 bucks. Now I did provide my own labor. I was able to get some free metal that I used as a roof, and I was able to get cedar off of my own property to use as posts. But here behind me you have the finished product. What I will do is I'll back up a little bit, show you a video from about 6 months ago of when I started this project. I work on so many things at once. This had kind of gotten functional for a while, and it wasn't actually completed until this week. So I'll back up 6 or 7 months, let you hear the original plan, and then we'll compare what my goal was to actually what I wound up with. Yeah, all right guys, today I'm gonna be working on a new project. I was actually intending on finishing my mini barn build, but the mini barn is actually functional. It already serves at a minimal level the purpose for which I was building it. So I'm actually going to put one in for the goats today. We got Daisy back there in the woods somewhere. Is that her? Could be. There's a Bonita, white one over there. Crockett's somewhere here too. And the only real structure inside this one here is this kid's playhouse. So really only room for 2 goats comfortably. And I'm hoping that Daisy and Bonita will be having kids before too long. So I cleared out this area a while ago in the center, and I'm going to try to build a simple one. It's going to be at a height that they can get in, but not really enough that I can walk in. It's going to have 2 sides to it, just in case there's people who aren't getting along, or if a mother wants some privacy with her own baby, while some ones are on the other side. So it's going to be about a half height. And then on top, I am going to build a platform where goats like to climb on top of things. So I'll pull a platform up top, probably with a rail system around, and then on top of that, I'll actually just put a covering, probably some metal roofing on top of that. But then on the one side, I'll have a slope, kind of like a lean-to, where that can also be used for, you know, any goat that wants to get in there. But on the top of that, I'll run a couple of boards across so they can actually walk up to the platform on top. I think it's going to work really well. I think it's going to look really good. And then at some point too, we'll add a gate into this section. Hey Bonita, how you doing, girl? Yeah. So at the moment I was checking my resources. I'll be using cedar posts and then some 3B lumber, oak from the local sawmill for the project, but I need one more cedar tree, so thankfully I've got a resource center here behind me. So I'm gonna go look for one big cedar tree, take that down with the chainsaw, and then go from there. Oh, you chewing the cud? How you doing, girl? Yeah? Yeah? That's right, Daisy, we're gonna get you a house. So when you have your next little one, you got somewhere to go. So right now, the little puppies like to hide in here for the shade. I may eventually, oh yeah, some over there too, put a sliding door on this thing. But I wanted it to be a decent structure. If I went with a metal outside, if I just framed it in with some cedars or something like that and went with metal on the outside, it would be much colder in the winter. To actually have solid oak makes it warmer. This lean-to is both a ramp to get to the upper section, which is also now enclosed and out of the rain, but also just somewhere that they can hide. It's an additional shelter as well. So I'm going to leave this south-facing wall open, have a lot of breeze and air circulation be able to come in there. Through this is a wall, but the boards are spaced out. It's not board and batten, so I haven't gone completely completely tight on it, which allows for ventilation to head into there too. And then here, it's a good height. I was originally going to kind of have a divider in there, but I can leave it open for right now. The sheep, the goats, and the puppies kind of all seem to share it well enough. Pretty solid structure though. Eventually I'll probably go and put a lean-to off of this side too, for either feed storage or something like that, and then maybe a milking parlor off the back. Something just coming off of here. But to me the look is pretty good. I did use my idea of not running things all the way to the ground, because if there a bunch of water damage comes in over the years, rather than replacing every board, I can just pop off the very bottom board and replace that. That's one of those things I thought of by not Googling right away, by just having a thought, trying to think for a bit. And then here's this nice ramp with these boards coming across it to walk up to the upper level. Kids are playing up here a little bit. And then this, I know that these are on the outside of the posts. I'm going to reinforce them a little bit more later, but this is pretty much just to prevent the animals from jumping out. It's not to lean on or that type of things. It can support me anyway. So I'll show you guys a little bit more of the building process here, and then kind of check back with you guys after that. So that's the build anyway, guys. If I do put a door on here, it's going to be really cool. Got a pretty cool idea I thought up on my own for that. But I've really got 3 areas that animals can be safe and out of the elements. The lean-to area, the inside area, and the top area too. So for $200 to wind up with a building this big, in my mind, is really good. Now I did use, like I said, I put forth effort. My kids put forth effort. We got the cedars off of our land. Got the metal for free from a job I did. We did use electricity to charge the batteries or to run some of the saws, some gas. We used a chainsaw on some of this, but I'm pulling in under 200 bucks on this build, and I think that is absolutely awesome. And so versatile. Kids can play up there. So many animals can use it. We've had, baby goats in here, baby sheep in here. Now we have puppies in here, as Rosemary enjoys being a mother for the first time. Hopefully we'll have a video on the puppies, an update on that soon enough, but that's that, guys. Papa out.
As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.